Hey! Is my microphone working though? Yeah, it is. Way! It didn't turn itself back to default. You'll see that I've got no wires on it. Got a new headset, both the ear cups work. Fantastic. Hey! That's what we like to see. I've got some lights there as well, some blue lights. I got a couple of more of those like wireless light things, then it'll be okay. Yeah. Hope everyone's doing well. Right. I've had me tea, I've had me food, so I won't be getting hangry, as it were. So we've got a few to get through today. Got another live stream on Wednesday. I'm going to be making that public sometime tonight, so keep an eye on that. Mickey, nice to see you, nice and early in the live stream, mate. I don't mean that horribly, mate. Just good to see you. It's a bit later on this live stream on a Sunday. You know, we've been jumping between the 1 PMs, the 5 PMs, the 6 PMs. Now we're on 7. Let's see how it goes. We're checking out some new Flight Sim 2024. To be honest with you, most of these probably are compatible with 2020 as well. But we're going to be taking a look at some ones that have been released within the last, I think, week or maybe 2 weeks at the most. I think we've got 4 or 5 different add-ons. I think. Starting with Real, one that I wanted to check out since it's released last week, early this week. Real VFR Guernsey. We're going to look at that. We're actually going to try and land at that. We're going to try and land at Guernsey. And then we're going to move on to... I always say it the wrong way. Everson, how are you doing? I'm good, mate. Thank you so much for coming in. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Get that rid. Ugh. Sorry you have to see that, guys. Sorry you have to see that. Yucky. Right. Where are we? SLH Sim Designs. We're looking at their new Saint Bartholomew or Saint Barths in the Caribbean. We're looking at Echo 19's Cessna 172 sound pack. If you fly that, I've got no comparisons for that one, unfortunately. I am trying my very best. I've got a ton of videos to get through in the next 72 hours. No, 48 hours. No, 72 hours. 72 hours. I've got a lot. I've also got a time sensitive one that needs to be out on Wednesday as well. So I think 4. I think we've got 4, haven't we? Real VFR Guernsey, then SLH Sim Designs Saint Bartholomew, which, by the way, guys, absolutely insane. You're gonna love some of the stuff they put into that. The Echo 19 Cessna 172 sound pack. If you fly that, or I have flown it a lot in the sim, you will hear the difference. It is insane. The whole sound profile for that aircraft has been completely redone. And then we're looking at Flight Control Spotter by Flight Control Tools, or Fabio Merlo. We're going to take a look at that because I was curious about that, and I wanted to see what it was all about, and whether it could replace the likes of drone camera and stuff like that. So I was curious. So we've taken a look at that last. Everything is linked in the description as always, guys. So if you do end up enjoying the stream, please leave a like. If you're not subscribed and you enjoyed it, please subscribe. Going to island hopping, yeah. I mean, we're on Guernsey, then we're on Saint Barths. Don't know where we'll end up with the Cessna. Let's have a little look, shall we, guys? We're actually in here. What I'm also... Oh, hang on. Hang on. What's going on here? Am I cut up? Hang on. No, I'm not. That's fine. Ignore me. I'm also gonna activate a Rex Atmos preset that you can also do yourself, guys. I asked the creator on Discord whether he's okay with me using it in one of the live streams, so we'll do it on this live stream. So you can get this. It's called AB MSFS MSFS. It's called Details Realistic. So AB, Microsoft Flight Simulator, it's pretty much the first page, the second page of each one of them. So we're going to turn all of those on. Just to show you what that presets look like. So we're not going to use any of my presets. Where's the actual simulator? There it is there. No sounds again. Okay. Bear with me, guys. I can turn this down by the little dial. All fancy now, yeah. Let's see if we can do this without actually crashing. There's one of them. Where are we? Let's see if I can activate these without getting down on the floor. Bit more power. Why is my controller not working? Why is... Okay. That is the Atmos. Oh, that looks actually quite good. So if you are using this, make sure that you search for it in the public searches in Rex Atmos. But it looks pretty nice. Yeah, I like this one. It's got the right amount of horizontal effects, reshade turned on. I know we haven't got any desktop audio, guys. I do apologize. Bear with me. I'll turn that on once we get down. Not too sure. That keeps on defaulting for some reason. That might be a bit better. We're actually in the 172 now, so you might actually hear the sounds a bit better, and we are a bit too high. I do apologize. Don't know what's happened to me keyboard. Oh, there we go. We also do have FS Realistic installed as well, guys, just so you know. Ooh, that was everyone.
That was rough.
Alright, mate.
We're down.
Alright, mate. Calm down. Wasn't that bad. wasn't that bad. Now, I know that Guernsey does have a taxiway further down, but I'm gonna come back. The sounds are fantastic. I'm hoping you guys can hear the sounds. This is obviously Echo 19 sound pack. It's fabulous. Sounds really nice. You can hear the chugging of the 172. Really, really nice. Actually, I've done a bit of flying. Not as much as I'd like, but I've been doing some flying with the 172 since it's been installed, and it's really nice. You can actually hear when I press down on the brakes and the you know. It's also got animated doors as well in Guernsey. I didn't know this. Pretty cool. Not the smoothest animation, but it's there. Nice. Actually, my parking brake is now working. The binding. It wasn't the other day. It's so weird. So you can. Oh, what was that? Can hear the sounds. Listen. The sounds are really, really nice. I hope you guys could hear it. Almost like they knew you were arriving. Absolutely spot on they were, yeah. Hope you can hear the sounds anyway, guys. Really, really nice sounds. Anyway, so we're gonna look around, obviously, Guernsey. This is a brand new one from Real VFR. I keep on thinking my my stream deck's not on my left anymore, but the amount of times I've done that since I moved it has been ridiculous. So we're gonna have a little look around now. This is from what I've seen so far. I've not spent a huge amount of time with this or Saint Barths. As you know, when I am going to feature something on a live stream, I try to make it as first impressions as much as I can. I do obviously go on there to create thumbnails, which is obviously goes without saying, but when I seen that Rich, I think his name is Rich from Real VFR, was making this, and I saw his previews, I was intrigued because some of the photos he was taking, some of the screenshots he was sharing were very, very detailed. And I think you'll agree after seeing this today that he has done a fantastic job. Now, he hasn't just done a fantastic job with the immediate airport. He is known for his, I mean, it's called Real VFR, but he is known for his surrounding sceneries, his sceneries anyway. I recently got, where was it that I got? Was it St. Mary's that I got? And most of the island has just got all these custom houses, and they're not photogrammetry either, they're actually custom made models. And it's the same with this. All around the perimeter of Guernsey Airport in this scenery, there's all this custom scenery, custom models, houses and greenhouses, and it just looks fantastic. And I will show you that, of course, but can we appreciate the actual ground texturing and the ground modeling on here? It's fantastic. And obviously with Guernsey, you're looking at mostly, I think they might get some Dash 8s in there, but I think it's mostly ATRs by Blue Island and Arini. I think it's Arini. I think that's how you say it. Now, obviously, bear with me, guys, on this one. This live stream could be overshoot the 2-hour mark because we do have. We have 4 to show, but I obviously don't want to show them at a really fast pace. I want to give you a good look. We don't have any sort of custom cars, I guess. I think these mostly are models, but we do have, I think these might be a mixture. Yeah, because there's some Nissan vans here, but then there's a mixture of kind of some of the ones included in the sort of the SDK, the ones that obviously developers can use. But it's really nicely done. A lot of ground clutter, a lot of fencing. There's a fence here that's kind of disjointed, dislocated, but yeah, this obviously being the very first sort of iteration of it. At this point, I always expect to see some kind of update. Even bigger developers, indie builds, everyone else, there's always a first update with some fixes and stuff. And what I would say is it's not ideal to see stuff like that, but like I've started to get a better idea of what developers go through, especially with 2024, is that when they're creating the custom models and putting everything into the simulator, it doesn't always look like what they have done, if that makes sense. And I'm not making excuses at all. I'm just saying that developers can put a load of effort and work into putting, you know, the models of the terminals in, and then everything's in pieces. They'll load it in, they'll put it into the sim, they'll load it into a flight, and then it looks completely different, or at least nothing's connected, and there's a lot of work to be done there. So I do appreciate the time that's spent, especially if you're doing a massive international airport. Have you got fencing on the radar side? Mark, how you doing, mate? Good to see you. Did you end up getting this, by the way, mate? Because I know that you were curious with this one. Did you end up getting it? Have you got fencing on the radar side? A bit of fencing, mate. I'm guessing you're asking because you've got it and you want to see. We will go round that way. I can jump over there for you, I guess. I know that there's a point where some of the fencing does stop. I've noticed that on my first look through, because obviously I had a little quick look, but there is a section of fence that doesn't carry on. It starts and then yeah, there you go. So it's over here, but it stops and it doesn't go all the way around. So no, I don't have fencing all the way around. It kind of stops here, and then I think it starts again. Does it start again? No, it doesn't seem to start again, mate. But no, I apparently I don't have it. It does stop at a certain point. Let me show you some of the hangars here, because we kind of missed out some of this. I think we'll start with here and then work our way around. This is particularly good. I do like this. Do you know what? I've got used to wearing the headset with one of the ears exposed now, because this one, which one was broke? Was it this one? I think it was this one, wasn't it? And now I feel like it's weird wearing my headset with both ears on. But I do like the landscaping here. The Guernsey Aero Club, fully modelled. Now there isn't much in the way of terminal development. There's no interior to the terminals and stuff, but the hangars are very well done, as you can see. Like, really, really well done. And the actual sort of the girders, the struts, everything there looks really, really nice. But I do like just the level of detail that Rich puts into his sceneries. I know we've got some fences missing over there, but all the custom lighting, custom signs. The fencing over here has some custom signs on it as well, by the looks of it. Restricted area. Custom fencing by the look of it. It looks like a concrete, the concrete sort of slab with the kind of the mesh wiring on it as well. But like I said, the Aero Club building here, the steps going up, the landscaping to obviously get all of the slopes and the terrain elevation just to match what it looks like there is really, really nice. Again, there's no real interior development. There's no interiors with people and stuff, which, listen, I'm not gonna I'm not going to discredit it. It is what it is. Some developers love to put interiors in. Some developers are starting to put interiors in and spend some time on that. Some, it doesn't really bother to them if they really do it, but I think with how well everything is developed with this one, the hangar interiors and stuff, a bit of flickering there. There's actual authentic fire trucks for this one. There's no sort of default models. But the level of detail, the actual buildings themselves, the texture work's fantastic. The modelling, all custom, of course. All of the authentic looking hangars in Guernsey, or sorry, at Guernsey. You can see there, Anglo Normandy Aero Engineering. And again, you can go in here. There's no sort of internal interior to it, but it looks fantastic. All the custom cages here. There's actually barcodes with, you know, Guernsey Aviation Gasoline, opening times, barcode. I won't try and scan it, but it's there. And also a cool little detail which I shared on my YouTube. This aircraft is the Piper Sport that belongs to Shortfield. I think Terry. He's got a channel called Shortfield. If you have a look at it, flies around the UK to some of the airfields, some of the smaller airfields, and that is actually his Piper Sport. It's the same reg. I thought that was a pretty cool detail. Really nice to see. I know that he did actually feature Real VFR's St Mary's in one of his videos because he went there for real. So that's pretty cool. I love that Rich has spent some time to do that for him and sort of dedicate that little hangar space for him. That's pretty cool. Love to see that. Back to where we kind of were before, and one place that has got an interior to it is the control tower. Now this probably is one of the most detailed control towers I've seen. Rich has spent some time with the interior to this, and it is really nice, very nicely done. The building again itself, I've not really seen this kind of concrete control tower architecture before. It's almost like one big slab, and then it's sort of being cut to not cut to size, but you know, cut where it needs to be. It's pretty cool. It's I don't know kind of what year this is from, but again, custom modeling is fantastic. Like I said before, guys, I am currently using Rex Atmos Core, obviously 2024 edition, and I'm using one called AB MSFS from the user on Discord. Is called number 2, not number 1, number 2. And he has given me permission to show it off on the live stream. So this is what he has said, is that you on the home screen, sometimes it's at the top 5 or whatever, you must go into the search, public search, and search for it there. It's on the first or second page, and I'm using the Enviro Atmos and the live weather, even though I'm not using live weather. Shall we actually put live weather on? Let's have a little look. Put the live weather on for Guernsey, but we'll keep it at midday. Apparently a bit foggy. If that's the case, then we'll switch back just to give me a bit more light. But yeah, no, this control tower, the interior development is it's good. It's fantastic. It's very detailed. Look at that little bin there. Nothing in there, very tidy. You can read some of that potentially. All the screens, the clocks, everything's pretty nicely done. The old school system there, can't remember what they would call that, but you know, the wood texturing is actually really good. This is me zooming in the camera, by the way. go. And I think this one up the top here might be a Rini ATR. I could be wrong. Could be wrong. But yeah, that is the control tower. Very, very nicely done. And you can kind of go out if you wanted to. Technically. And then working our way towards the terminal. Again, no interior to the terminal, but one thing that is really, really nice is the ground clutter in this airport. And also as well how intricate the modelling is. If you look at the actual panels, the glass panels, all held in there, you can see. All that has been fully modelled all the way down. Very nicely done. Evening, mate. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you for popping in and spending the evening on the channel. Got some great new Flight Sim 2024 add-ons to show everyone over the next probably 2.5 hours to 3 hours maybe at this point. Even though there's no interior, the airport, I think the terminal itself is very well modelled. I've not been to Guernsey Airport, so I couldn't make... I can't say to you that it looks exactly like it, but I'm sure it does. And there is potential. There's no reason why Rich couldn't potentially go back to it and add interiors into there on an update potential. You know, it's possible. Alexander Black, nice to see you, Mickey. For me, the control tower is important to have model as well as hangars, I believe. I think for me, I'd forgotten how important, or at least having good modelled hangars is, because at the end of the day, if you're doing a route and you decide maybe that's the end of the route and you want to go into a hangar, or you're in a general aviation aircraft and you want to go into a hangar, a nicely modelled hangar is always good to see, and I don't think we have enough of them. I think developers are now very quick to get the terminals developed and have those look as realistic and as authentic as possible. But I think we just don't have enough good looking interior to hangars. Hangar interiors. It's a shame, but I guess maybe unless you're a developer who is able to get access to the air side of the airport and get to see the hangars, I guess it's pretty hard to make it as spot on as possible. But you could always just use a generic or a default hangar interior maybe. Lovely statue outside. Looks like Lancaster flanked by a load of Spitfires and Hurricanes maybe there. I'm assuming that's actually there in Guernsey. I couldn't see why it wouldn't be. Very nicely done. Sparky's fan, how is the FPS performance compared to the others for Saint Barths, Saint Barths by Airworthy, my favourite places? I haven't been there just yet, Sparky. We're going to Saint Barths next. I couldn't comment, unfortunately. For me, the default Saint Barths, because we have a handcrafted Saint Barths in the sim anyway, you do have to disable that, which I will check that I have done. I did do it on the last load of Flight Sim 2024, but sometimes they do revert back. So before we go into Saint Barths, I'll need to remember to do that. But in terms of performance from the default Saint Barths, pretty similar to, if not any kind of difference. And there's some mega like stuff that SLH have done with their Saint Barths. It's incredible, some of the stuff that they've done. Some stuff I've never seen before, and it's really fun to see it all work. So I've noticed there is a mixture of the default cars and then some custom stuff, like the sort of the motorhome there, the RV, and then these old Corvettes as well, which look pretty nice. I think they're called are they Stingrays? But look at them. They're pretty nice. Wow. Just jump in and drive off. We've got a couple of them that are a bit repeated. I guess you probably wouldn't see more than one of them in a car park at once, but like I said before, Rich does a fantastic job. Look at all the custom houses. There is a mixture. You'll see some of the default ones. I think they might be auto-gen, but you will see one as we go around the outside of the airport that he's put in, and it looks. This is probably the most sort of authentic surrounding airport I've seen in a long time. It really does get the areas around the airport correct. I mean, from what I've looked on Google Maps, it seems like he's got it spot on. Sparky, no worries, mate. Yeah, no, good to see you. I'll be heading to Saint Barths next. Don't know if I'll be at Saint Martin. I think we'll just probably try to do the approach into Saint Barths in a Twin Otter. I have been practicing, but no doubt I'll probably end up messing up. Jackson's BMW showroom, completely modelled. We've got some, let's just say, the BMWs in there. But again, nicely modelled. The interior, yeah, it's a bit bland, but from the outside, a fantastic detail. All the parts, I was going to say all the parts for the BMWs there, but clearly not. They're a bit, a bit sensitive there. Carl Nixon, Guernsey's getting a full interior once. Oh, Carl, nicely. Well, to be honest with you, Carl, do you know when I saw it, it looked a bit weird because if you weren't going to include an interior in the airport, you probably wouldn't have bothered to make it so transparent, if that makes sense. You probably wouldn't have wanted people to see it like that, but that makes sense. It's good to hear, mate. It's good to hear that he's actually adding it in. I'll be most likely doing another live stream, or at least showing what that interior looks like when that is all out. But again, we always go through quite a lot of updates for the sim update betas, so there's probably going to be a month or two until we see sim update 4. But they're getting them out. To tell you what, say what you like, you know, people will have their moan about the bugs and the glitches and stuff like that, but they're getting the sim updates out, they're getting the world updates. Actually, do you know what, we need a world update, the city updates and stuff, you know, so that, you know, I can't really complain. Yeah, you know, there's some times where the sim's a bit of a pain in the ass and needs a slap. Oh, hang on, what have we got over here? We've got some Arini 80Rs and Embraer. Yeah, okay. That will be. These won't be part of the scenery, by the way. This will be FS traffic. Oh, always. Always. Yeah, it looks interior ready. It just looks like it's there and it was sort of getting made and then he stopped. So it makes sense. I can't wait to see that. But you know, fantastic detailing. Look at this. Cones, AC units. And the actual ground markings and the ground textures are very, very well done. Nice amount of detail, especially the hangars. They're all nicely weathered and dirty, and there's actual sort of studio light here. They do look like kind of almost like studio buildings almost. Maybe they do stuff like that here. I'm not too sure actually, but it is very nicely done. I like I said, if you look here, there's actually custom modelled houses around the edge. So some of these you'll notice as auto-gen, and now I'm trying to pick out, I think these are auto-generated here. These ones look like ones that Rich has put in over here. he's mixed them in really, really nicely, so you almost can't really tell. But he has put some really nice surrounding houses in, almost to like where they look like, yeah, some of these are actually his models. There's no way these are the auto-gen buildings. Everything's a bit more flat on them. Is a big sim change in positive way, but just need to disable VR controllers to have mouse clicks working. I've heard sim update for beta, the first one, obviously the performance that we're now getting, hopefully it runs through to public release, because I know I've been disappointed with the betas in the past where they've done some really nice things with the ground texture and you know how crisp it is, and then it hasn't quite made it into the public release. And I don't really use the betas anymore. I just stay away from them until public. But I've heard some good things. I've seen some videos with the performance being absolutely like amazing, like how it should be. Everything getting fully used the way it should be. No spikes of VRAM and cores being used, and yeah, it looks, from what I've seen, it looks fantastic. Hopefully, what we get with the public release with Sim Update 4. And he's even put some of the terrain elevation round here, custom walls. See this house, that's not a default house. Look at this. Like this whole area, you cannot see any default buildings. It's all custom buildings. But keep in mind, obviously this is the approach path now, almost. Like, it is one of the most authentic surroundings to an airport scenery. He's done fantastically with how it all looks. There's no actual signs on there, unfortunately, but yeah, that I'm not bothered about that at all. Like, you can actually go down these roads and you can start to see the greenhouses, the walls. Like, some of the bigger devs, like the actual bigger dev companies, aren't getting surrounding scenery this well. They're really, really not. Where are we going? I hear some of the improves performance even further, but it solved the remaining poor LOD issues. Oof. Don't know. Don't know. Yeah, so if they manage to do what they're doing with the first sort of iteration of the update that we're seeing, it should, people will be finally happy. Little graveyard here, guys. I mean, yeah, not the nicest thing to see, but done to a very, very good standard. But again, this is what I like to see, you know, the approach path into Guernsey. Look at it. I've never been on approach into Guernsey, but I'm assuming I'm gonna have to look at some videos. I'm sure there's videos on YouTube of the approach path just to see what it's like, because as well as it being obviously a really pretty island, the work he's done, look at this. More custom buildings down here. Terrain, I mean, again, most likely default terrain elevation, but again, all nicely implemented. Little barn here with the tractors and the hay, you know, the wrapped up hay. Yeah, I mean, this, when I saw the screenshots of Guernsey, I was like, yeah, I need to have a look at this, because it's fantastic. You can actually see it, guys. You can see just how spot on it is. Roads going round, all the, again, more greenhouses. We'll go all the way around there because it does extend all the way. Evening, Paul. Managed to make a nice to see you, mate. I appreciate it, mate. Yeah, I mean, obviously sometimes times don't work. I mean, I do throw the times around a bit, but Seems like 7 p.m. might be the way to go now. It certainly makes things easier for me with obviously syncing up times with the baby having her tea and a good time to sort of eat tea. But yeah, 7 o'clock might be the way to go going forward. I tell you what, the ground texture work, look at this. And again, I am seeing more and more developers make the effort to, you know, get the it even looks like a shoe print there maybe. You know, make the effort and make things even more weathered. So weathering the building's one thing, but don't forget the actual ground markings shouldn't be completely, you know, bright and look like they're painted on new. This is the way it should look. This is nice. Look at that. That is really nice. Like, I think I might have to take a screenshot of that. Like, yeah. Gotta agree with me, guys. That is some really, really nice ground texture work. The ground texturing, but also the actual markings on the floor, absolutely spot on. You know what? We're gonna have to have a little look at maybe. Hopefully, look at the amount of presets I've got. You can't tell that I do some cinematic videos, can you? Let's see if we can get some rain on the ground. Looks like we are getting finally some rain on the ground. Let's have a little look here. Ooh. Yes. Yes. That is good. That is nice. Yes, guys, love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Cracks, yeah, cracks in the tarmac actually look like they've got depth to it. Like Rich has actually put maybe the depth map to it, or is that just 2D? No, that is actually 3D. Wow. Wow. Carl, I have seen the Scilly Islands pack, yeah. Quite a large area has been done with that. It's fantastic, guys. I think you'll all be in agreement that this is one of the most detailed airports we've seen. And I did used to speak to Rich, not very, very often, but I spoke to him, and he doesn't seem as active anymore. You know, there was a lot of people asking when this was coming out, and it took a while. I think he was teasing this for the best part of, was it like a year or 2 years? I don't know, like a long time. And then suddenly Mark, who's in the chat, just messaged and said it's out. And then I don't even think at that point Richard advertised it on his Facebook or anything. It started coming through on FS Elite and Threshold. Even here, look at the white marks on here, the piano keys. It's very, very good. Very, very good. Like, I can't believe we're just on stream here just looking at how good the runway textures are. Like, that is spot on. That is really, really nice. We'll carry on with the runway, but look, you can, yeah, that, I mean, he's done a wonderful job here. This is what we'd see. This is exactly, this is now, forgive me, I am going to say this, but this is what, like, X-Plane 12 is getting some of the runway textures absolutely spot on, and this is what we see. Look at, this is fantastic. Look, you can actually see the tracks, the mud, the dirt. He's done a fantastic job. Really, really nice. And as you can see here, all of the houses, custom houses, really nicely done. No interiors, but you know, there's some there. You could just put the odd chair in there. It looks fantastic. lovely country roads all the way around the perimeter. These are default roads, these aren't actually added in. Bit of an elevation issue there, but I'm not bothered about that at all. Very, very authentically British. And like we said, Mark did also ask at the start, we are missing some surrounding fencing, which I hope Rich gets to, because it kind of just stops here and then doesn't carry on. But again, whatever. Love the terrain here, going all the way down. Nicely created slope that actually looks really nice. The radar sight, again, spot on. Oh, Mark, he took some time out. Okay, makes sense, mate. Makes sense. Yeah, of course. If you know, the fact that he's obviously still getting sceneries out and still, I mean, I know sometimes things do, you know, keep him busy and stuff does help, but yeah, I mean, obviously if he's, you know, if things have happened in his personal life, then absolutely. So yeah, one thing I will say, yeah, that's a good point, Carl. Let me just see, because I did get this off SimMarket. Sent me this, so what I would say is, you will notice that some of the banners on my live stream and stuff do say SimMarket. They were kind enough to send it over. It's at €16. What does it say for? About £14. I would say for the size of the airport, it's on the deeper side of what the, you know, the actual footprint of this, you know, the price to sort of, I guess the price to square footage is on the higher side maybe, but I think when you factor in the level of detail that's been added in, overall I think it's fully worth £14 for sure. Again, I saw this and I was a bit confused. Now I don't know if this is something that is happening. I mean, I know this isn't floating in mid-air in Guernsey, but I don't know if there's this kind of patch of land that is almost like a dumping ground. Some of the sort of the fuel pipes and the weather apparatus and stuff are there, some pallets and stuff. Yeah, again, but the quality of it is all fantastic. And then the actual, again, train elevation around the airport's very nicely done. All these grids here. Mark, nice to and thanks for telling me, mate, because I don't think the description on, even on Real VFR's website is good in tell you what is included. There's a bit more text on SimMarket, but it's just kind of like almost just a description of the airport. Not too much in the way of what's included in immersive night lighting, which we still need to take a look at this point, and we're already kind of an hour in and we haven't seen Saint Barths yet, which is big as well. But yeah, we need to take a look at the night lighting as well. But if we head up above, you will see some more of the auto-gen buildings that is kind of, you know, included. But then more, all these greenhouses, all completely done custom, more hedges. Like, it is so, like, you can see the surrounding fences have kind of come back in here, all the way along with the hedges as well. But there's just so many, and performance is spot on. Performance is, like, I don't think I've been here in the default version, sort of the, you know, without the scenery, but yeah, I really, really like this. There's a custom road here, but as we go down, you will start to see all of the custom houses, the buildings that Rich has added in rather than use auto-generated ones, which is still the case in some areas. But when you get to the approach path of the runway and the actual the surrounding of the airport itself, he's gone ahead and actually put all these houses, which I can only imagine look at pretty much similar. And I tell you what, the approach lighting into Guernsey, you know, I hope the person in with this garden has been fully compensated. But look at that. That is how you do an approach scenery into an airport. Look at that. And this is just like his Isle of the Scilly Isles. This is exactly what he's done with his scenery there. And the airport is probably this airport probably I wouldn't say is as good as Guernsey, but it's still fantastic, absolutely fantastic as airport. In the Scilly Isles, his other I think it's his last scenery package. Just so nice. And when you're looking out the cockpit there, you're gonna see everything. There's a nice mixture of, you got your little football pitch here, maybe some kind of general store, I don't know, but it's all there, and we can start to see some of the default buildings. Don't know if this is a default church. I know the sim has got some really nice default churches in, but your approach path in this direction is so much, like, he's done a lot more. Look at this. Full church and graveyard. Some lucky bugger's got a massive house there with a actual swimming pool. Let's have a look at what you guys are saying. I may have missed the night lights. Are they good? Haven't missed them, mate, because I haven't done them yet. SLH Barths looks amazing. I will be getting onto that. Ah, right. Okay, Paul. It makes sense. And I'm sure Rich will probably add it in due course. Maybe when he starts looking at adding in the interior. But that is a whopper of a approach and scenery. I will have to try and find. I know Mark mentioned there being a lighthouse and ships. I don't know if there's any. Ah, okay. Maybe possibly. Look at the water though around Guernsey. It's gorgeous, isn't it? This, I'd imagine, possibly might be part of his scenery. This lighthouse, possibly. I'm not too sure. It could be. But it's hard to know if this is the actual a default one that is part of the lighthouses that we got as part of 2024. It's hard to tell. It's bloody gorgeous. I don't know if it's part of the scenery. I can't see any others. Maybe in the other direction. I mean, you can see the footprint of Guernsey as we come over at altitude here is quite small, and you know, the airport sort of takes up a nice square footage of the island, doesn't it? Let's have a little look at the direction here. Again, not too sure if this is part of the scenery. Hard to know sometimes. This could be part of default scenery, of course. Let's have a look at the night, and I am using Rex Atmos, guys, just so you're aware. Like I said before, this is called AB MSFS. I always have to slow down, otherwise I won't say it properly. And you have to search for it in your Enviro and your Atmos and your Weather tab. let's look at the... It's actually a nice one. I think they've got it possibly spot on with the... Let's have a look at the sunrise. Yeah, I would say that's probably one of the nicer sunrise with the Rex Atmos presets. And it does seem to go dark at the right time. Yeah, that's a nice light. Yeah, that's good. Oh, the night lighting for the airport looks gorgeous, doesn't it? Take this off. Take that off. So this is the night lighting for the airport. The night lighting. Why did I say it like that? All the signs have actually got backlights to them. It's pretty good now. Obviously, Rex Atmos won't be doing anything to the overall lighting itself. I love that this one's like a bright orange, and you've got the difference in hues. You've got the orangey, the oranges, and the whites, the more LED type bulb. It's a nice mixture. Like this one here. Yeah, I'd say, I mean, the quality airport's fantastic. The night lighting is good, like really nice. These lights are really cool. I mean, the bloom on them's a bit intense, but they're really cool. Like, to see them along the edge of the glass is really good. And again, I mean, the interior has got lighting. Once there's an actual interior into that, I tell you what, the airport is going to be definitely, I think, like Carl said, one of the best we've seen for overall coverage, the surroundings and the ground clutter, the whole package. Basically, it's just a shame we haven't had any we haven't had the interior to the air terminal straight away, because I tell you what, not bad at all. Not bad at all. In fact, definitely one of my favourites. Do you know what? The ground texture work is just brilliant. And considering that's when we are taxiing out, and that's what we're seeing the most of, it's, you know, it's got to be spot on. I think the intensity rather of the lights over here is probably a bit too much, but I'm gonna blame 2024 for that. I know in Sim Update 3 the lights were improved dramatically. The bloom, especially on the apron lights and the runway lights, because they look just too intense. Right, guys, so I think with that being said, I mean, I've probably missed some things out, but I think it's probably time to head into SLH brand new scenery, which has only just released. I think it was yesterday, maybe the day before, but we will need to just double check and make sure that the original one is deactivated, because it does say that needs to be done at the default Saint Barths, because it is handcrafted in the sim. Now, what I would say here is you can't type ST Barths, you can't type Saint Barths. It won't actually find it. You have to actually type in the code. And it's still disabled, which is fantastic, so it means it does stay disabled. I know some things don't. So base content, Tango Foxtrot, Foxtrot, Juliet needs to be disabled, and then there is obviously our actual Saint Barths in there. So I am going to attempt the approach into Saint Barths. So guys, don't judge. Don't judge. And again, the Twin Otter, you can't just write Twin Otter. It doesn't work. I don't know why. You have to write DHC. to be fair, it doesn't say Twin Otter on there, but I noticed when last time I tried to type de Havilland, it didn't. Oh, okay, now you want to show me it. Making me look like a fool. Perfect. Good evening, chat. Good evening, PG. Good to see you, mate. Good to see you. Nice to see everyone in the chat getting involved. So we've had a look at Real VFR's Guernsey, linked in the description down below. You can obviously buy that from multiple different pages. I have linked the SimMarket link down below for that. If you want to rewatch that, you can do so. Anyone obviously rewatching the stream, please obviously leave a like. And if you're not a subscriber yet, guys, I got that right. The other way around. The other way around. The other way around. Yeah, if you're not yet subscribed, then obviously please consider go back into my videos. I've got a pre-recorded video coming out on Tuesday. Hope people enjoy that one. That was quite a fun one and quite an interesting one to research and do the video for. So it's not a cinematic, it's not a trailer, it's a 12 to 13 minute video, and I hope people enjoy that one. Equally, I've got another possibly 12 to 15 minute video out the week after next. So and then I've got other little bits throughout the week as well, guys. So yeah, this is Saint Barths by SLH Sim Designs. Fantastic, massive thank you to those guys for sending me so I could show you in the stream. Big love to them, because I saw the teaser trailer and the features, and I was like, I really want to see this in action. Now, I might not need to make the approach, because I believe I do have some saved on a replay, so I could just do that potentially. But I'll still try it for you guys, because, well, why wouldn't you want to see me mess this up? But yeah, this is packed. This has also got quite a big surrounding scenery to it in terms of what the guys at SLH have done. Lovely fast load into the Saint Barths as well. Yeah, Mickey, there's some good ones in here. Will you land at Saint Barths via seaside or hillside? It's easy once you get the hang of it. We're in a Twin Otter. Let's see. Now, this here, pretty sure this is part of the global shipping add-on here. This cruise ship, I don't think it's part of the scenery. I could be wrong. Actually got a massive big galleon there as well. We're looking, I think we're at about 60 to 80 knots, and I believe that's what we should be aiming for potentially. But yeah, well, we'll attempt it, guys. I did about 10 or 20 different approaches into here, trying to make it look as authentic as possible. I did want to do a landing video into here. I've been doing quite a lot of those recently for YouTube Shorts and for my social media reels, TikTok and all that business. But I didn't like any of the footage. And I know when these guys do this approach, they really skim the actual downward hill onto the runway. They really do. They almost cut the grass with the wheels. You have reverse throttle on the other. I will, don't you, buddy? Not just yet though. I want to maintain this kind of 60 to 80. Your link for Guernsey UK2 isn't. It's not UK 2000. It's Real VFR's scenery. I'll double check it once we potentially get in here. Where are we? Have I not? This isn't going to be good, guys. Let's have a little look. At least I don't have to worry about me landing gear. Don't like those reflections. I've seen them in a few.
Seat brake. Minimums. Seat brake. 40, 30, 20, 10.
Bit of a stutter there. Probably a bit too fast. Oi! FS Realistic makes it look a lot worse. Bit jittery there. Bit jittery. Listen, I got it down. The wheels probably aren't working anymore, but it's down. It's down. Woo! Bit of a bounce. I'll have a check of it, Steve-O, in a minute, mate. Bear with us 1 second, mate. I'm pretty sure that I'm on the page right now. Let's have a little look for you. Let's have a little look. Let's have a look. Okay, it's definitely working now, mate. If you click on it, it does take you to it. 8 out of 10. That's very, very generous, Avison, mate. I appreciate that. I did do better landings, honestly, when I was trying it last time. But anyway, guys, let's taxi in. And bear in mind that I've seen pilots make this shorter, as in I've seen pilots do this on videos where they've been able to come off of the taxiway straight away. Like they've just absolutely greased the landing at a good moment, and they've been able to come off of the taxiway, and I don't know how. I don't know how. But yeah, we're down. Don't know whether people have got any shins left, but we're down. Let's taxi back. I tell you what, the surrounding detail on this is bloody gorgeous. I can't wait to show you it. And we will have to use the replays to show you some of the stuff that's going on with this one. Now, some of the things you're going to see, definitely would have probably seen them before in some sceneries. But there's one in particular thing that I was very, very impressed with, like the combination of things that they've done, SLH, to kind of bring everything together. You know, certain things at certain times of day, for example, we've seen that before. That's not something new. You know, Ben and Blue Designs do that very well. That guy's standing the wrong way. Fair enough, mate. Again, this is not, absolutely not spot on, guys, but just want to get the Twin Otter down and get it parked up. I will leave the engines on, probably not the smartest thing to do, but we are going to need it again at some point. I also couldn't find the airlines that come here for some reason. Don't know why. Just couldn't find them on flightsim.to. But yeah, we'll head up the hill towards the end. But let's just have a little look around here now. Again, like we saw before, a very complete scenery, surrounding detail, ground clutter, custom vehicles with obviously, you know, Saint Barths commuter on there. This one does have an interior, a very, very nice interior as well. But like I said, we'll head over that way. Towards sort of the end of us looking, and now you can have a little look. Here's some custom cars. Now, yeah, the wheels are bouncy enough there, but they're all animated cars going around. Now listen, guys, we've seen this. We've seen Aerosoft do it with Brussels, and Flight Tampa and PIXY with buses going round, but it's the first time I've seen a variation of custom cars going round the roads, all custom roads as well. The animations are nice, very smooth. The cars, for the most part, this Jeep, he looks a bit drunk, but for the most part, they're going on the correct side of the road. And the airport, well, now I know last time I tried this, there's some places where there's upstairs and there's a downstairs, and the drone camera wouldn't let me go into some of the downstairs because it would glitch upstairs. But again, very, very nice. What are you doing, mate? Oh, caught ya. You shouldn't be on your phone. It's also nice to see that there's an actual phone in his hand. I've noticed sometimes there's no phone. Granted, it's not on. He's just tapping a blank screen, but... And then these... Look at this. And yeah, obviously they will be looped. But it's just... It's great. Look at the animations. We've got the cars going up and down. The people walking. The people moving. There is some static people as well. But even some of the people on the check-in desks are moving as well. This guy's trying to find his boarding pass, and you will not be able to find it because your phone screen's not on. This lady here, look, she's typing away. Nothing's happening on the screen. She's got her hands through the thing. It doesn't matter. It looks brilliant. Good to see you, James. Nice to see you, mate, in the chat. Yeah, this is fantastic. I absolutely love it. Still hear me twin otter there, losing petrol and using fuel. This lady over there is on their phone, pacing up and down. This is where you'll see, I think it may, yeah, you see the way I can't quite get through there because there's an upstairs. Oh, look, these guys, I mean, yeah, it looked a bit weird, but they were coming down the stairs. That was cool. Yeah, Sparky, I'm still very, very confused by IndyBuilds not using animated people, because I think they could. I think there's absolutely no reason why IndyBuilds couldn't use animated people at this point. I also think this elevator works as well, I believe. Just like PIXY did, I'm pretty certain it does. I could be wrong though. Where did I see that it works? 3 levels. Ah, it's the tower. It's for the tower. Let's just wait, because this could be another animated lift in the scenery. Potentially. Ah, so Sparky, we will check that, because we are obviously on the gate. In fact, you know what? We will try it now, because we're here, aren't we? Watch the propellers wheel. So yes, let's check if there is collision, what we call collision. Mind is suit. This again, this is still avatared up from my Azure Poly. There's a little bit of kind of, I think this will just be limitations of what the guys can do, but he does go up and there is collision on the windows. Obviously we can get a better look at the downstairs now because we're not glitching through. My avatar's a tall man, isn't he? The modelling and the texture work, we've got collision on there, we've got collision on the walls, collision on the windows, fantastic. We can go out the door. It doesn't seem to open from one, but we can walk. Oh, There you go. SLH have also done it as well. Hey, love it. Love to see it. Which doors open? Which doors? Nice. Bravo, guys. Love to see it. Love to see it. Do the stairs work? There's your answer. They do work. It looks like he's gone to the toilet in his pants off. I won't lie. All the shops are all good done as well. Look at this. You can go in and go and get some souvenirs. There's our twin otter there. Look at that. It's getting insane, isn't it, guys? It's getting so immersive. Let's go and have a beer. Look at this. Alright, mate. Jesus God, you don't need to be so close to her. Jesus. There we go. Look at that. He's having a little drink. These guys having a little drink as well. Never actually seen any of these. I think I've seen her before. Don't think I've seen this guy before. Pretty cool. Working stairs. I tell you what, they've done a brilliant job with the interaction, the colours and meshes. It's good to see it working. Can we go up into? I did notice it said, can we go up into the actual control tower? Let's have a little look, shall we? Because that would be a new one. Mostly because of the location of this particular lift. Number 2, which is... It also does that little thing. Look at that. Wow. Yes. There's a number 3. Oh no, we are number 3. Oh. Although, hang on, why did it say... No, I don't... Anyway, it don't matter. Look, we can go up to the control tower. Can we go down? No, because that's a weird set of stairs. Look at that. She's a static person, but she's actually a really detailed static person. Again, control tower's very nicely done. And look at the view out there. Look at the water. Oh, love to see it. Let's jump back into Mr. Drone and let's have a look. It is, yeah. It's this. I mean, again, I haven't been too in depth of this scenery yet, but it carries on, guys. It carries on. All of the buildings here done. The animated cars just keep on going. This car is actually on a little display stand. Cool to see that. Again, lovely little extra details that you know you don't see everywhere else. There's actually also bikes. There's animated bikes with riders on that go around, and they don't look terrible at all. Talking about bikes, we did actually see a set of bikes, didn't we, by the bikes and scooters. Very nicely done. The custom foliage is actually really nice. Look at this. Very cool, very cool. Animated signs. You need to get back onto the road there, mate. Animated signs just nicely fluttering in the wind. Let's see if they're dynamic. They are dynamic. Love to see it. Whee! There we go. You should be on the side. That's definitely a claim. In fact, they might have put some... That might not... That could be a custom tree. That's not waving, but it looks a bit more sturdy. Good to see those banners are like fully dynamic. Like great attention to detail. The cars seem to veer off there. There's someone on a bike. Look at that. She's bouncing a bit, but I've not seen animated bikes around the scene. There's another one there. It's the same person, but there she goes. Look at her. She's having an amazing time following her mate down the road, or a twin sister, maybe. I don't know. Round from the flight sim BA, yeah, man. It's amazing. These guys have done such an amazing job with and it's not over, by the way. There's more. There's probably going to be stuff that I'm going to miss here because there is so much on the outskirts of the airport. Actual petrol station there with some cars filling up. More bikes. There's a guy on a bike down there. Actual bike rather than just on there on a bike down there. Unfortunately, there's another graveyard. I promise you that I'm not purposely. Is that a fallen tree? That's weird. Well, but again, signpost is all really nicely textured. We've even got some bits of tear there. More custom foliage. It's really nicely done. I'll be totally honest, guys, it's not an airport that I went to enough to even appreciate, but SLH have done a fantastic job, and there is more to come, I promise you. The fact that they've put a load of people in on the beach, there's even people walking to the beach, walking along the beach as well, people in the water, people in boats. It's so good. It's so good. All the warning signs, of course. Don't swim with sharks, and definitely don't stand on the edge. I mean, if you look at that, again, we have got Atmos here running at the minute. I must admit, I'm not too keen on the horizon with this preset. It's a lovely preset, but I don't know if I like the horizon too much. I think we're getting some animated people on jet skis. This tanker would be part of the freeware, the global shipping freeware. But yeah, I love that we've got people on the beach, people walking along the beach, animations in the actual water as well. I still don't like that we haven't got any proper wake animations, but don't know why the water's kind of bulging in, but that is super cool. Love that. It's more better than default and competition. I mean, obviously, better than default. I can't. Unfortunately, I hate to sort of say it, but I can't really comment on the competition. Sometimes I actually don't really like to sort of compare the sceneries, but SLH, man, look at this. It's just, and look at this. Go on, girl, you go for it. Just the level of detail when you're departing or arriving. You're gonna see people on jet skis. You're gonna see people doing sit-ups, walking along the beach. People staring off. I like that the static people are, oh, hang on. She's look at the moves. Look at the moves. She's moonwalking. You go, girl. Look at that. Shh. She's on rollerblades. She's on rollerblades. It's fine. But yeah, it's very, very. It's very good. Like the static people are, you know, they're in a position where they're meant to be static, if that makes sense. Like you know, where they are, even some people who are sitting down or standing still are animated. Fans on the you know, the restaurants here are all, again, the amount of animated assets in this scenery is fantastic, and the non-animated people are very, very well rendered. They're a bit more detailed than the standard people you'd usually see in other sceneries. But yeah, there's also the massive big, I don't know if it's some kind of apartments or a hotel or restaurant over here, just off here, and again there's more people there. There's actually more jet skis and boats here as well. They've made this scenery so, again, I use the word immersive because you are going to get the full experience with, you know, over the default scenery or again the competition. You're going to get this. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be going onto the sand there. They were doing some kind of GTA style sail by. But yeah, no, it's fantastic, and to see it in a bit more detail now that I've had this sort of time to look around, I can really tell they've spent a good amount of time filling in all of the blanks, filling in all the beach. There is actually animated people in the water who look like they are swimming as well, which I'll try and find. But again, if these are apartments, then you are lucky people, because these are really, really nice. If it's a hotel, then that is definitely a bucket list hotel, isn't it? People looking off into the sunset, and again, some little sort of bits that aren't quite, you know, spot on, but again, this is an aviation spotter's paradise. If Saint Barths has got a lot of incoming and outcoming flights, this is definitely the place to be, isn't it? Look at that. Get yourself a cocktail, get yourself on the terrace. It's all there. Really nice. As I say, there is people in the water who do. Yeah, look, see this guy here. It's pretty good. I mean, it's weird that you can't see his body, but that is, I think, would just be purely down to the how the water works and the oceans and stuff. This lady just sitting in the shade enjoying the time on holiday. Really, really cool. Right, let's go the other side, because I've got someone to show you which I think is just insane. It's so cool. Screenshots don't do it justice, but I'll show you. It's cool, it really is. Got some custom animated windsocks and obviously security cameras, fully enclosed in. The hedges along here look really, really cool. What I need to do is, before I forget, and before I send my aircraft up on its replay, I'm going to turn them off, because otherwise the drone camera will carry on with it. Before we head up, we'll take a look at the ground texture, because We've been seeing a lot of great ground texture and markings in this live stream. Pretty nice as well. Over a smaller footprint, of course. Let me take you over to the other apron, because we do have an apron sort of tucked away along the hillside here, with almost a hangar encased into the hillside. Just again, all done, animated ground crew, caravan sitting off in there. It's again lovely and detailed, lovely and densely populated with stuff. That's what we like to see. It's quite a shame when we see some sceneries where there's just there's not enough stuff. And I know obviously people like to keep performance down, and I think if developers can continue to utilize toggles and things to switch off and on, and you can cater it to your system, I think that's brilliant. The road network around the hillside here again is quite substantial. There's a lot to it. Custom cars and bikes will continue on down all these routes. Love to see it. Not too sure what we have in terms of custom scenery around this area, but it's all nicely populated. Winged socks, I think, on either side as well. One over there, and then there's another lovely little spot. it's great. Again, probably would have to jump into one of the land vehicles to test if all this is walkable. I'm assuming the hill is. There we go, the statue on the hill there. The statue done again to a very nice standard. You can see the sort of, I don't know if they call it, I don't know, like bronze, and it's kind of going green like the Statue of Liberty. Do you know what I mean? See the weathering on it, very nicely done. All the cars, you've got custom banners here as well. The signs, view. I mean, look at the view down. Look at that. The rock here is very well nicely done. The custom cars, it is fabulous. It really is. Let's see if we can get a nice screenshot while we're up here of maybe. Maybe that's quite a nice position there. Lighting's quite nice. This lady here. Now these guys at the top of the hill, these guys will move accordingly, so she won't be there, and neither will those guys as well. At certain times of the day you'll have more people arrive. Now SLH have told me this is a sort of a 2024 bug. It kind of, when I last tried this, these guys were standing on the road. It's a bit of a shame it's happening now, but it is something that is known. Floating objects, floating people. You'll see sometimes there's 4 of them, sometimes there's 5, sometimes there's a few more people there. Guy waiting on a bike here, really cool. And obviously the reason why they're waiting is for any incoming aircraft. So let me show you what happens with Sky Dolly. There's Sky Dolly. Let's have a little look. This is a replay, guys, by the way.
500.
Don't sink.
One of my better replays.
Don't sink.
Now let's have a look, guys. So this is pretty cool. Ignore them in the ground. Again, this is something to watch them.
Minimums.
Don't sink.
150.
They're ducking and waving. It's so cool. They actually dynamically animate to the planes, not just like randomly. Like it will work, and it will work as you saw with replays. Like, not just when you're doing it. So when I made that approach at the start, it would have happened. But even now in a replay, they're all waiting there. She's wanting to get a selfie with the plane coming down the hill. Here we go. He's just been run over.
40, 30, 20.
Don't sink.
It's so cool. I love it. Now again, guys, the kind of people in the tarmac that last time when I come to get my thumbnail and stuff, these were actually standing on there. It doesn't always happen. Again, this is a 2024 thing, but they dynamically animate to, and even when you pause the plane there, they will stay there.
40, 30, 20.
Like, they're still ducking down. She's still waving there. It's so cool that they've been able to dynamically animate it, not just animate it randomly, just it happens.
40, 30, 20.
Don't sink.
Try it again. There you go, she's waving.
20.
Don't sink.
These guys are ducking. Really, really cool. Love to see it. Love to see it. And that was probably one of my better landings. Very, very smooth, that one, to be fair. Let's just see. It's a bit of a shame we can't get them to
100. 40, 30, 20.
get sort of to jump back.
Don't sink.
Minimums.
Don't sink.
100, 50, 30, 20.
It's so
Don't
cool.
sink.
It's so cool, man.
10.
Now obviously this landing's dead smooth because it was filmed on the default version. So before I even got the scenery, that's how different, so you guys can actually see the difference in the terrain elevation. This is obviously the SLH designs one. This is made on the default scenery, so you can see that there is a fair amount of difference in the runway. The curvature of the runway is completely different. There's actually not one point where these wheels touch the floor.
Don't sink.
But I love it. I love that these guys animate when you go past them. So cool. So cool. But yeah, Sparky's man, I was just going to say, mate, the cars do go absolutely crazy. You will still see some of the default cars going by, but I don't know how they've managed to do it, but SLH have, there you go, you can see it dropped on the floor. See, if I actually play the scenery, watch. Let's play the replay rather of the scenery. I don't know why all of a sudden my parking brake's working now. But yeah, you are right, the default cars, as I say, you do still see some of the default cars go past, but they've managed to obviously get all of the animated cars on here, and it looks just a ton better, like so much better. They, you know, seem to obey the rules of the road and don't look like they're racing. Very, very nicely done. These guys have definitely made the ultimate Saint Barths, and very, very cool to see. Really, really cool to see. I love it. Sparky, yeah, I mean, I've noticed that on multiple ones. It's not just here, but you can obviously see the difference in the terrain elevation, which is quite interesting to see. The default terrain elevation, and then obviously what we would imagine is the more realistic one, the payware one, to show you the difference, the accuracy almost of how spot on they've got it.
40, 30, 20.
Don't sink.
Oh, that was so funny. No wonder these guys ducked. It's because I didn't press play.
40, 20, 40, 30, 20.
I just think it's so cool. I think the execution, apart from the fact that these guys are obviously just, you know, they're stuck in the ground again, that is a 2024 thing. What we could do is potentially we could potentially load the scenery back in for sure and see what happens. See if we get the same outcome. And talk of SLA simulations or SLA sim designs rather. Look who's in the chat, guys. Show your love, because we have seen quite a bit of it already. In fact, we've covered quite a few. There's probably things in there that I've missed, guys. So if you do, if you guys are SLH go back to it and watch it, obviously do leave a comment and let me know. But I was just showing the animated approach of the animated people on approach, and obviously we are getting the floating people mostly stuck in the ground, but we'll see if it happens again. I have restarted to see if it makes a difference. Unfortunately not. Some of them still, see this guy is properly standing there now. But yeah, this is more of a sim issue. See, she's standing right there, absolutely fine. But yeah, I absolutely love it, guys. Just to let you know, guys, this is one of my favourite sceneries now. I think you guys have done the animated elevator, the terrain work, you know, the elevation of the airport, the animations, the fact that you guys have put animated people and cars populating not just the interior of the airport but around the outskirts, walking on the beach, for example, all these little intricate moves where you wouldn't usually get them. Like, again, animated people is great to see in the airport, but we don't see enough animated walking people who are actually going down, up and down the terminal, up and down the streets and stuff like that. And you guys have done it, and it's the execution is spot on. The night lighting, again, just as a similar standard. The fact that you can have all the lights coming through the little gaps in the metal here. Yeah, obviously the first time we saw an animated elevator that you can actually walk into was obviously PIXY's Birmingham. And I think others have tried it, or at least implemented it. I know I saw it on your guys' feature list, and it was fantastic to see it on there. And the fact that you've made everything walkable for the avatars as well is another massive thing, because I think, for me, I don't think enough native 2024 sceneries have it in. Native 2024 sceneries should be fully compatible with avatars, regardless if you want to walk around the terminals or the scenery. If you don't want to, absolutely fine, but at least pop it in there. I say that like I'm making sceneries. I don't know how hard it is to actually look at that, by the way. I've just spotted that, sorry, but that is just, that could have just been a length of wood. It could have been just a length of wood connecting to the ground. Would we have even thought differently? Would we have come in and said that's not correct? That is incredible bits of detail. The screws and the bolts. Yeah, people would laugh. Yeah, I get excited about this level of detail, but that's one of those details where it could have just been a case of, yeah, we'll just put those beams down to the ground and it won't make a bit of difference. You guys have actually spent time and modelled that in. And I love the fact that we've got people walking people are animated, the immersion level just goes up. Oh, start with, okay, and I apologise, I didn't realise that my mic was down. No one said anything. Guys, come on. This is a new headset as well. I mean, it's exactly the same, it's just a wireless version, but the mic is the loudest it will go, guys. I can't push it anymore, unfortunately. I know that I do have the, bear with me. I do have the input gain quite low because I was recording things. So what I'll do is, what's that like? Is that better? that should be a lot better because it's up to 80 now. I only had it on 45 to do some recording, voiceover recording, which 45 is best. So I need to remember to switch it back to 45, but that should be a lot higher now. If it isn't, I apologise. What I will do is I will start the flight again and park the Twin Otter up. Yeah, I think it probably is the plane, to be honest with you. Oh. It's because my Sky Dolly's still thingy. That's a pain in the ass when it does that. I apologise, guys. I'm also still in avatar mode. That's a bit of a glitch, isn't it? Where's the plane gone? Okay. We'll do that again. We'll do that again. Lovely little lovely little buggy glitch thing there. That was funny. I also have thingy on as well, FS Realistic, which I'll get rid of because that can make some sounds appear when we don't really need them to be at this point. There's also a -8. This will be FS traffic, just randomly there. I will just start the oh, it let me jump into... Oh, see, I knew you could do this. I don't know if it's a... Maybe you can do it all the time, but I could get... You can't usually get into drone mode when your avatar is outside of a plane. It's never usually the case. That's quite interesting. Honestly, I've only ever seen that once where it's let me go into drone mode when avatar is... when the avatar mode is active. Let's have a little look.
Sync rate. Too low. Flaps.
Yeah, so they're a tiny bit better, but some of them are still kind of in the ground. But again, I'm not. This is nothing to do with you guys. I know this is a 2024 issue. It could also be the replay mode as well.
30, 20,
It's just incredible. That's incredible. I love that.
10.
Too low. Flaps.
I do love that. I do love it. Just gonna check out before we move on, guys. I'm just gonna check out some of the more of the night lighting because I know we haven't really looked at the night lighting too much. Get rid of Sky Dolly. Will it let me do that again? Yeah, it let me do it again. That's cool. I wonder if it is to do with maybe the Stream Deck. Ah, okay, maybe I've been clicking on Stream Deck. Ah, that's interesting. So when I click on my drone mode on my Stream Deck, it won't let me go into it. But when I do it through the actual menu, it does. But if that's the case, does that mean I could use the control aircraft? button. No, it's just going to control the aircraft and not my avatar. Sorry guys, it's just a bit of a... Interesting. But yeah, you guys have done a fantastic job. The interior is so good. And not just the interior, the fact that we've got all these really sort of nicely modelled. I know some of them are still static, but that doesn't matter. Look at the night lighting as well. I know it's not completely dark. In fact, let us just make that a bit darker. Yeah, it's lovely. It's lovely. I really this would be a dream to come in real life. I mean, I'm not one for beaches at all. I'm not a great lover of beaches, but I would sit on that beach all day long. I don't know how busy Saint Barths gets. I know obviously some other GA aircraft, and I think their commuter flights are very often. I think it's Saint Martin to Barths and elsewhere. Fantastic guys, fantastic. You've done an absolutely incredible job. Everyone watching, show your love for SLH designs. If you do like what you see, go off and buy it. It's available now. It's exclusive to InnyBuilds for 2 weeks, and the link for it is in the description. I'm assuming other storefronts will get this after the 2 weeks, but for now you can just get it through InnyBuilds if you're interested in having basically the ultimate Saint Barths experience. The price, as I say, is in InnyBuilds. It's on the InnyBuilds store. SLH are in the chat at the minute. They could probably answer a lot faster than me. SLH, you can buy it off InnyBuilds now. £16.80, €19.42, and $22. Absolutely spot on price mark. In fact, probably could make it a bit more expensive. I think just the general idea of having all of the immersive animations, the immersion of all these people on the beach, the jet skis, the boats. Yeah, absolutely all day long. And I know, as I said before, guys, even though the concept of having animated cars on the road here isn't strictly new, you're not just seeing animated things on the airport. You're seeing it along the roadside, different cars, bikes, and then obviously the guys have got rid of the terrible traffic up the hill here, and it's your ultimate Saint Barths experience. If you want to start doing commuter flights over from Saint Martin down into this scary approach, which I would totally do in a heartbeat, get me over to Saint Barths. I will come and do this every day of the week. Not as a pilot, of course, because, well, who would want to do that? But I would sit on a Twin Otter or a Cessna Caravan all day long and get myself down there. It's incredible. I can only assume that this platform you can walk on it and everything with your avatar. It's fantastic, guys. Absolutely incredible. Really cool. £14 before tax, yeah. Mr. Sharky, cool. I will buy it for sure. Well, hopefully, guys, as I say, show your love in the chat for SLH. You are currently in the chat, and obviously, if you are interested in owning it is linked in the description. As I say, it's exclusive to InnyBuilds store for the 2 weeks. So obviously, if you're looking for it after the 2 weeks, it'll be on a few different storefronts. What have we got now? Well, we're going to have a bit, get me teeth in, a bit more of a look at the 172's sound pack by Echo 19. This is the brand new sound pack by Echo 19. He does amazing. Listen, he does amazing things with the sound packs, but this one I think it's just because it's the 172. It's just so like because I can't really show you comparisons, I am gonna try and get a comparison video out. I was saying this to Tyler, I believe. Tyler. I really do want to try and do it. It's just I'm snowed under with different things at the minute, but I do want to get a nice comparison video out to show you what the default 172 sounds like, and obviously the ones by Echo 19, and they are. If you've flown the 172 extensively, or you know it just off by heart, or just in memory, you'll hear the difference with this. You'll hear the difference immediately, because you can just hear the chugging and every little switch, and the fuel pumps and the flaps and creaking of things, and obviously different terrain like the grass, gravel, tarmac. You'll be able to hear all that as well. And then after this, guys, we have ran over a bit. We are going to still carry on, of course. We will be looking at Flight Control Spotter, which we first saw at Flight Sim Expo as well. I want to show you that, guys, because I want to show you why I think for anyone who's looking at doing sort of any virtual aviation spot. I know not many people do it. Certainly every so often I will just load the sim up, get some AI traffic turned on, and just watch the traffic come in and out, and standard real world spots that I've done, or standard spots that I'd love to go to in real life, and just sort of watch them come in and out, and see what it's like. And what I will say is that at the moment, even though Traffic Global for X-Plane 12 is outdated, you can update the aircraft and the routes that is available, which I've done. You'll see more of that on Wednesday at 7 PM, by the way, guys, if you're interested. But Traffic Global just seems to be on X-Plane 12. It's just so much as a kind of an AI traffic add-on. They're doing a lot better things, and just things seem a lot better as an AI traffic add-on for X-Plane. I will try and turn the audio up, guys. Please let me know if you can hear everything with it, because obviously you will need to hear things with this one, and I'll try and not talk as much while I'm doing things. And again, the startup process, just ignore it. It isn't going to be spot on by any means. Don't. You can hear things going on. It's pretty cool. Mr. Sharky boy, Mr. Shark himself, I am sorry. I have had a couple of people say that, though, unfortunately. Sorry, not sorry. I'm glad that I'm able to show some of these add-ons and have an opportunity to show them off. And obviously, some people might not like some of them. Some people might love them, and yet it might be a case of, oh, my wallet is taking a hit. Don't have this kind of looping noise at the minute, but it's very nice. I haven't got FX Realistic Pro on anymore, which is fine. It won't be anything to do with that, because I know that does. Is this the newest version, 101? I hope so. I only installed it yesterday. I think it is. Let me go ahead and check, mate. I don't even know if I could I'd have to come out the sim, but it's done by an installer now. You don't just pop it into the community folder. Tyler's got like an actual exe installer, so I'm not 100% sure, mate. we could have a little look. We could definitely go into the maybe this will tell us. Maybe, possibly. Let's have a little look. Because technically all the installer does is put it into the community folder for you. It's whether it shows up in here. Oh, there you go. 103? That might not be the sound pack though. In fact, yeah, it is, because it's in the community pack. If it was part of the official ones, it'll be up here. So I think this might be 1.03. No. I'm assuming that is the one because it's in the community folder. I apologise if I can't answer that a bit better, Sparky, mate. I believe it's probably the latest version. I only installed it yesterday. It's the older one. Really? Oh, that's the size 1.03. I apologise. I just got the install. I got it sent through by Tyler, so he sent me the thing the file to install. I'm assuming it just downloads the latest one from wherever it's downloading it from. So, guys, if this is an older version, which to be honest with you, it's not been out long, I can't see much of it being different unless there is a massive difference. I apologise. I can't see it being much different though. I know that if you're familiar with the 172, you will hear the difference in just about everything with the default sounds. Just the turning of the fuel selector, for example. Again, not a spot on startup, guys, so don't judge. So that was out today, wasn't it? So yeah, sorry, I apologise, Sparky, that was out today. Okay, cheers, Sparky. Again, I do apologise to everyone because there is a newer version. To be very, very honest, I would be doing I'd be doing this wrong if I didn't install it. Yeah, so that came out today, I believe. Let's see if... Let me go into my downloads, and hopefully this doesn't take too long. Because every time I go into downloads, it just the folder takes years to sort. It's a bit of a pain in the bum, to be honest with you. How long it actually takes. It's a bit of a pain. I'm assuming the exe file will just be... We'll just download the latest one. I hope. Yeah, I mean, I think by the looks of it... Oh, hang on. 101.0. So it's showing me on the sim select. So on the actual exe installation manager, it says uninstall. It says Flight Sim 2024 1010 is installed, up to date. So yeah, I will just skip it, and with that being the case then, because I don't want to mess about with that too much. Uninstall it and reinstall it. But again, guys, I will look at doing a comparison for this. I do want to do this. I said to Tyler that I do want to do an actual, you know, a pre-recorded video it's hard to show the comparisons on a live stream. I tried it once. It was a pain in the ass to kind of get it to work. You know, loading sound files onto OBS. We won't bother. So I will do my very best to get it. Won't be probably this week, but obviously, hopefully in the next week or so that I can get a comparison video done, so it can really show you the differences in just everything, you know. Just in the startup, man, the chuggy sound of the 172. And I hope the sound is coming through well, guys. It's the most I can turn it up. Just the sounds are so good. And if you can't, if it's a bit low, guys, then obviously just stick your earphones up, stick your volume up. So good, and I can really appreciate it from a guy who tries to fly general aviation as much as possible in the sim. It's like, I've been to Barton Aerodrome a good few times, and this is what you hear. So good. Really nice. Let's get ourselves rolling, and I'll try and jump between external and stuff like that. Bit juttery there. Ooh, that wasn't nice. Every plane should have this level of sound. Absolutely, mate. And you know what I find, again, I am just gonna sort of go back to X-Plane 12, but the default A330 in X-Plane 12, the sounds are bloody gorgeous. Like, they make mincemeat of the one in 2024. Gotta say that, unfortunately, the default A330 in X-Plane 12, the sounds are it sounds like an A330. Like, I've seen plenty take off right in front of me at Manchester Airport, and it's just gorgeous. But yes, every plane, just listen. haven't tried the new Learjet, the Learjet 120, the Learjet 25 yet. I really love how the Learjets look. I've completely overrun that, by the way, guys. I apologise. Not by much. There's quite a few strips of Barton. We still need a really good high-class Barton Manchester. The default Barton is cool, but it's from an old UK update. You can, if you listen to the ground roll. The ground effects in this sound pack are just so good. But yeah, we need a like a really high quality Manchester Barton. Listen to the clicking of the engine. The chug, chug. It's so good. When it's in idle there. So nice, so nice. But I do want to try the Learjet. There's a few Learjets. I know there's someone else who's doing a Learjet as well. Who is it? Someone is doing one. Let's get up. And you can hear the difference when it takes off the ground. And I think the camera's a bit too low in the air. Also as well, I just hate the road here. I think it's the M62. When I've done that in X-Plane 12, listen, I know it's the motorway and we're talking about a plane here, but in X-Plane 12, the 62 along the motorway there looks great. There's cars and police cars going down it, trucks and everything. They get it spot on with the road detail in X-Plane 12. See, look, now they've just started now. It's weird. It looks okay now, but then it's just completely different there. Not too sure. P180, I do want to get that. We are still using Rex Atmos, the AB preset. It's called AB MSFS. Not too bad. Sound, absolutely gorgeous sound. Let's see if so the full range, like the full 360 of sound. It's really, really nice. And again, we've got the nice transitions there, nice difference between the external sounds and the cockpit sounds. Really, really nice. Yeah, Mark, I think it does. I think there's this divide with Rex Atmos. I think some people just don't see the point. Listen, 2024 looks fantastic in default. I totally get that. But then when you're getting the clouds and the atmospheric effects, and again, I am comparing, but X-Plane 12's newest updates with the weather and the clouds and the atmospherics, they're very, very good. They are some of the best I've seen. Again, it's not quite there with these clouds. I mean, obviously we've got a whole selection of different cloud presets we've got. I particularly like this one here, which gives you these sort of distance clouds. X-Plane just does amazing things with the lighting on the clouds, and this just feels, Rex Atmos here just still feels a bit more artificial. It doesn't feel as natural as the one that we're getting on X-Plane 12. But again, listen, you can see a difference with Rex Atmos. I'm sorry, there's no thingy. If you use a preset where there's been a bit of time spent on it and you know, things adjusted and toggled and everything fine-tuned, you will see the difference. It's quite apparent. But yeah, I like Rex Atmos. I think once the program has been rid of its bugs and its quirks, and there's a few other new features like dynamic presets and other bits, I think it'll be great. I think it'll run perfectly. I think a few more people will start to appreciate it a bit more. But listen, it's not for everyone. The sim looks fantastic with or without it. But with it, I mean, you look at that. We didn't even put our landing lights on. We put our taxi lights on, but all the switches, all the panels of sounds have been upgraded. Yeah, Mr. Shark, the haze does look a bit more natural. I'm not going to bother turning my preset on because it's not, the program at the minute is not great with switching between presets. It will kind of blend presets in almost. So I'm not going to change it, but this particular preset, this is one of the better ones for the haze. It's not overly done. There's other presets that overdo it, shall we say, with the amount of haze. It's not too realistic. This one's fine. This one's nice. I would say probably a bit. There's another setting in Rex Atmos. What is it called? It's called. Can we find it? Let's have a little look. Phase function, which tweaks, I find, the sunset and how the sunset and sun rises. Overall lighting tuning's all the way down on this one. I'm having a look at it, and yeah, having a look at it off the top of my head, yeah, there's a few things that are being set maybe a bit, like, I don't like seeing the horizon here. I think we're at a time of day where we probably wouldn't be seeing it as a clear, totally clear line. Or maybe I'm wrong. Okay, we can kind of still see it here, which is good. I like that there's just enough haze to kind of blend it, but it's not quite gone. But when you start getting there, you can see it a bit better. Maybe there's a bit better. Just maybe the time of day, to be honest. But again, the lighting with Rex Atmos here on the buildings, for example, a bit more realistic. It doesn't seem as grey and dark as even mine. Sometimes mine can look a bit too grey and black, maybe in colour. This is a nice blend. It's got a nice blue down to a kind of a lighter. It's nice. I like this. This is one of the nicer presets. It really is. Oh, my hair's gone, man. So we do need to still look at one more preset. We still need to look at one more add-on, guys. For that, I am gonna try and get. Oh, which will I try and get? Because which one's easier to do? If it works, I don't know, Beyond ACC's hasn't been working for me. Let's see if it works. Download an update, so hopefully we can get it on and use the AI traffic, because we are going to look at something called Flight Control Spotter. You would have seen this at Flight Sim Expo, and it's from Fabio Merlo, who does Flight Control Replay, which is obviously the integrated replay tool. You can see it there, the embedded one. You can also see here Flight Control Spotter, which we'll have a look at, and I'll show you why that will be good for you virtual plane spotters, or people who like to just wander around with the avatar and spot some planes. And obviously we're going to have a look at the AI traffic from Beyond ATC. I'm not too sure what's going on with the audio, guys, in terms of the little blips in and out almost. Couldn't tell you. Sorry. Oh god. Lost it there. Which do you mean Rex Atmos shark? Just I apologize. So obviously when using sort of the likes of FS traffic, you will probably want to remove the traffic, because it's just automated at this point. It will just automatically come on. I apologise, mate, but it is nice. I mean, we've got the updates to look forward to as well. A lot of throttle input on the onto the approach into Liverpool here. It's going to be a hard landing, but the sounds are fantastic as well. I just want to see what the oh, it's going to smash down. Oh, I saved it with some throttle input there, guys. Also as well, for some odd reason, yeah, because I enabled World Update, I've got 2 Liverpool airports. I've got the digital designs and I've got the World Update one, both over each other. I'm going to have to disable that again. Again, you can hear the sounds on the tarmac. Sounds, absolutely gorgeous sounds. Tyler doing a fantastic job again, like all of his sound packs, and obviously he sells some as external products and obviously some of your favourite add-ons that you're seeing from developers who make aircraft are actually implementing Echo 19 sounds into their aircraft as well. So that's another thing as well. That'll always be a thing. I know we wouldn't be turning off our engines here, guys, but just for the sake, I mean, the general aviation apron's all the way down there, for God's sake. Fantastic, really cool, really cool. Well done to Echo 19 for that. It's one of those where you can immediately, even if you don't fly the 172 a lot, but if you've flown it once or twice or flown it back in the past in other sims, you'll know that that is absolutely incredible sound set. Really nice. What we need to do is we need to try and get our last add-on. Oh, bear with it. Add-on link will show you all a duplicate airport, so you can go down the list to disable the sim ones. I might look into that, mate, because obviously going into the actual the what would you call it, your profile manager, your senior manager in the sim isn't the greatest, to be honest with you. So I need to look at add-on link is obviously a massive one. It's been going for a long time, and it's a well-known one, got a lot of downloads, but I don't utilize it enough, so I will need to look at that. To be honest with you, mate, that's always usually disabled. That's one that never usually re-enables itself. There's only a couple that re-enable itself. Liverpool isn't one that does it. It's just because I had to enable the whole update again because I was missing some point of interest with the Orbex pack, and obviously I turned it all back on, and I haven't disabled Liverpool since. That's the only reason why. I just go in and just disable Liverpool, default Liverpool, and it'll go off. It'll go off, and it will stay off as well, which is cool. And again, this is another reason why I just there's just niggling bits with X-Plane 12 is that the load sequence, the load from desktop into the sim is so fast. It's faster than Microsoft, so it beats them there. Well, it beats them, but it's a lot faster. But from pressing start flight into the actual flight, or wherever you're starting, into the simulator, into the world, it's so slow. It's just so slow, and it really depends. It's like when we had a big community folder of stuff with Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020. It was loading things in and it was taking ever. Anyway, that's one of my little kind of gripes. It does take some time to go in. I am doing another X-Plane 12 stream on Wednesday, guys, if you're interested. So I'll have to make sure that's all loaded up well in advance of the stream, so I'll need to remember that. I'll need to remember that for sure. Right, you will have to just bear with me on this one, guys, because Hero is one that just enables itself, and I can't be bothered disabling it at the minute. I mean, I'm already there, aren't I? You can disable the default ones in SMS Toolbox. Okay. Okay, I'll have a look at that one. So what we're going to look at now to close the stream is flight control spotter, which is obviously from the same chap who does flight control replay. Hopefully I've disabled them all here. I think I have, possibly. There's also another one popping up there. No, they look like they're all disabled. And then there should be an... Don't know where my actual one is. There it is there. That's me any builds one. And again, you're going to have to mind it. There will be a 172 at Heathrow, but listen, it is what it is. It can go here. No, I'll tell you where it can go. It can go here down the back of the cargo. With Beyond ATC, we need a sim brief thing setting up, which is a bit of a pain in the ass. Or maybe it doesn't now. I haven't. Let's download another update. What the hell? Oh well. We'll let it download its thing, and hopefully we can get it all to work. I believe, I think Beyond ATC's traffic at the minute is probably the best. In my opinion, it's once you do all the business to get it all started and working, I think it populates every airport quite well. But like I was saying, though, the Traffic Global, very, very old add-on for X-Plane 11 and 12, but you also get GA aircraft flying about, and it's great just, you know, getting up into a plane and seeing a GA aircraft going by, and it's pretty cool. I like it. I mean, the models are nowhere near as good as like Just Flight's models or even FSLTL's models. Far from it. But again, it makes everything just so immersive. I didn't know I was going to be using Beyond ATC today, to be honest with you. Otherwise I would have sorted it. I don't even know how many updates. I thought it would have just updated it with one update and then that was it, but it seems to be stuck at 100%. So I think I still have intentions active on a free trial, so we could try that as well. Mark, what is I don't know, mate. I don't know. Also, I'm not too sure what's happening with my sound at the minute. It's very, very intermittent, so I do apologise about that, guys. Okay, we can't use say intentions, unfortunately, so we are stuck with Beyond ATC, or we might have to just hope that Just Flight Traffic wants to kick in. It looks like he has kicked in a bit, to be fair. Let's have a little look. Can always kind of rely on... There's actually something up there as well. Oh, okay, well, Just Flight Traffic seems to have populated Heathrow quite nicely. Correctly. I mean, for the most part, yeah. It's also tanking my computer at the minute, so I again do forgive the performance. Do forgive the performance. Not too sure what's happened to Beyond ATC here, but might just stop it and see if I can give it another chance to do that. See what happens with that. I mean, things have loaded in. I don't know whether we're gonna get any traffic. I do have little nav map as well, which does show you AI traffic. So we'll see if we've got anything on approach. Hi mate, hi Mike, how you doing mate? Good to see you. So at the minute in time, we have a Cathay Pacific A350 on approach, or sorry, on its way in. We don't have anything right this minute. Unfortunately, it's taken its time to kind of do its business, which is a bit of a shame, and also my Beyond ATC keeps on getting to 100 and then just completely sticking, which is fantastic. Let's see if, yeah, Beyond ATC seems to be stuck there in Task Manager. The reason why I'm doing this, guys, is I want to obviously show you planes moving at least, and I know Beyond ATC is quite fast at getting planes moving. But I tell you what, I cannot wait for Innie Builds Manchester, guys. Really can't wait for that. So Flight Control Spotter. So once you install Flight Control Spotter, it will integrate into the toolbar like the actual Flight Control Replay, which is good. When you turn it on, it'll take a second, and you can see it here. Nearest tower spot is Heathrow's tower, obviously, and it will jump to the tower. You can then use the drone camera to move things about as well. It will still let you do that. Also, the textures just aren't loading up over here, so it looks a bit terrible. I do apologize, but ever since Sim Update 3, textures just take some time to load in. Like we saw it on Barton's tower before, which is a bit of a shame. So spot view, you can go to, that might have been me actually that was making that Beyond ATC thing not work. I apologize. So obviously we can type in any airport code, and then it does say runways is only 1 here. There's 2, and then you can go actually to airports within, I think it's a 200 nautical mile radius. You can just jump to them. We won't do that today, but for example, if you wanted to, you could do. When you click on them and press bot view, it will kind of jump you back to your aircraft, and then it'll go over here to where that particular gate was. Now, these are all well and good, but you will want to, obviously, I think you would want to turn all your drone things off so you've got freedom of motion. Think of it as, I think the best way to think of flight control spotter is your custom views that you've got in your cockpit in whatever plane, airliners, GA aircraft. If you want to jump to a predetermined spot in your A320 into a window seat, for example, you can do that by key binding it. This gives you the same thing, but externally. So obviously we can use the drone camera. I think what people don't realize with flight control spotter is that you can set the custom points, and you can jump to different predetermined spots. Then the value in flight control spotter is where you can start doing the custom spots rather than the ones that are predetermined on here. With that being the case, you then can go into real spots. So you can go around Heathrow and go to real spots and set up an actual spot. So if you move your drone cam, I know obviously one spot, for example, is I can't move at the minute, sorry. So one spot we can go to here would be, again, ignore that, guys, would be the little sort of Asda / Greg's / Subway. I've been here in real life. This is it's just a nondescript spot. You walk along, you get the bus from the from by Myrtle Avenue. You get on one of the shuttle buses to Terminal 5, get off at the cargo terminal, walk along, get to here. You've got a set of toilets, you've got all the snacks and drinks you need, and then obviously it's not really mapped out greatly, but here there's 2 grass spots here. You can stand here, and then departures on 2-3 left, I think, 2-3 left, are fantastic. Could be 09 left, actually. Let me just double check. No, 2-3 left, yeah. So departures on 2-3 left will be fantastic here. You kind of got to guess, maybe. I mean, if you look at flight radar on your phone, you can see them bombing it down the runway, and then they take off and they go right past you here. Such a cool spot. But again, obviously, if you wanted to set this as maybe a spot that you want to go to, you could do. We might also be able to use Beyond ATC now, but can airplanes at the minute? Beyond ATC seems to look like it's loading up, which is great. My Cafe Pacific is all the way over there. Let's see if we can get the Beyond ATC traffic
ATC connected
to load in. So we will get rid of Just Flight's traffic. It is Beyond ATC is loading into Echo Golf Lima Lima, which is fantastic, which is what we want. And it's just taking its time to do that, so hopefully it does work and we start getting these stands populated and we can actually see things going on. But going back to Flight Control Spotter, very easy to access. Once it's in the community folder, it's got an exe file, so you don't need to mess around doing it manually. You just install it. It's in your toolbar there. It can be tucked away for yourselves in there. We've got obviously a tower view for every airport, which is fantastic, but you can then obviously go along and tweak it. Say if you wanted a tower view inside the a view inside the tower, if it's got an interior to it, which is great. Yeah, so again, SimMarket, good to see you in the chat. Good to see you guys. Thanks for coming in the chat. But I think you can you just also not move it as well with the drone camera? Is that... I was under the impression, let's call this EGLL Spotters Petrol Station. Bit of a long-winded one. Can we not do that? There's all the Beyond ATC traffic coming in there, guys, so that's worked. Oh, okay, it can't, oh right, okay. It can't do that, it can't, but if we did set it here, what will happen now? Where do the custom ones go to as well? I did read up on this, guys, so you will have to excuse the amateurish bear with me. Right, okay, so it's taken me there. So technically, if I move my aircraft to, can I use slew mode? Will that work? Dump my aircraft down here. Will it work? Or is that just not going to work? So if I move my aircraft back over here, for example, slew mode should make it. Okay, so if I go to load, no, it goes back to, oh hang on, no, it's loading. No, it doesn't. So I think it's possibly in here. Maybe that's what I do. I can't get into slew mode now. That's a problem. Maybe that's why it's not working. So if I go to here, I do apologize, guys. This is not the best. So I think this is what we do. This might be what we do, guys. So I think what we can do is, there's probably a better way, guys. I apologize. I did read the PDF, but clearly I'm just getting a bit confused. So let's stick it here. EGG ASDA. Okay. We have got planes out on the taxi as well, which is good. We've got planes overshooting. It doesn't seem to want to work. I'm pretty certain that unless it only works on the actual interior of the airport. You can't park there, mate. No, it is funny. I can't see any other way how to do it. That's the problem. You forgot to update it when you saved it as Asda. Okay. Okay, we'll try it again. I do apologise, guys, because technically I wanted to show you how it all worked. But we are doing some nice troubleshooting by the looks of it. You're right, I didn't get your plane data. I didn't get data from plane. That's right, you are right. So if I save it now, okay, so that's where I went wrong. I was still on the old coordinates. So let's see what happens now. I do apologise, guys. I was fairly confident in when I read the PDF and oh hang on, what's happened here? I was fairly confident when I read the PDF and kind of went through it, and again, it will shoot you back to the cockpit there like that. So it is there, guys. So what I would say is it is here. It will start you a bit above, so technically you could probably put the altitude as 0 if you wanted, or a bit lower, maybe 5 feet or something, and you would. It's got it spot on. It was right here. Do you know what I mean? So, but then as a spot, and I was saying to Fabio that it would be cool if, for examples like this, where you could lock on to not just your aircraft, because obviously the drone camera will lock onto your aircraft, but it would be cool in an update where you could lock onto AI traffic. So every aircraft that's in the airport that you're spotting from, you could obviously, if there's a, and this is what Traffic Global does really well on X-Plane, is you can just click on the map and pick an aircraft, and it will lock on to that aircraft. So you can be on your map, you can be locked on to, you can click on the map, click on the Emirates, and the camera will lock onto it, which is pretty cool. And then your camera will just follow it, like you're spotting, because at the end of the day, this is what the program's all about, is it's flight control spotter. There's also a low-flying Vueling. I don't even think they come to Heathrow, do they? Or do they? But again, that is just the simulator being an idiot. But Tubes, thank you so much, mate. That's exactly why it didn't work, is because I didn't update the coordinates. But once you're in the spot, You can obviously tweak it as well. That looks like a Royal Jordanian Dreamliner. Probably totally overshot the runway there. You're not going to land there, mate. Or you are still going to, aren't you? You're still going to try. There's a 777, British Airways 777 going out there. Shark, good to see you, mate. Thank you for coming in. I will be wrapping up the live stream. We've added another hour onto our regular live stream today, so that's something, but well worth it. So SimMarket, yeah, I was speaking. We had a nice little conversation, me and Fabio, last night on Instagram, and I said to him, yeah, only because, as I say, on Traffic Global for X-Plane 12, it's got its own integrated map. And it's got its integrated timetable. You can click on the map and the timetable. It will then turn the view, and it will be following that particular aircraft, whether it's in the air, on approach, taxiing out. So it would be cool if Flight Control Spotter, we could look at this plane right now, see it on the map, click on it, and the camera starts following it. So we're fully automated, we aren't manually looking around. But for a preset camera function, Flight Control Spotter is really, really good. I like that we've got the functionality of being able to just click on a spot that we've saved. We can save a lot of spots. We could go over to we could make real world spots like we have here. We can make a camera over that side. We can go to the approach on a 2-3 right over the other side. We can set one up at the famous Myrtle Avenue. Let's do that now before we head off, because we have been going for 3 hours now and I'm absolutely knackered. Oh, sorry. But yeah, thank you to everyone who stuck with the stream for the past 3 hours. Coming into the stream, I am going to be wrapping up soon, but like I said, let's have a little look at whether we can fix the altitude thing, which I'm sure we can do. Let's take it to Myrtle Avenue, which is right about here. Famous Myrtle Avenue, looking very chocolatey and melty. I mean, you would think that Innie Builds would do an actual real Myrtle Avenue. I'm joking. But yeah, if we stick ourselves here, get altitude. For the altitude, let's stick it at 5 and see what happens. We might not get anything usable. How do you spell? Is it? Yeah, I think it. Myrtle. I think it's that. I think it's that. Let's save that. Let's park this geezer up here. And then let's go to here. It'll do its business. It's a bit higher. But if we brought that down a bit. There we go, guys, look at that. We do have to obviously click on the lock mode every time that we are doing it, but it works. And there we go, there's a big Jet TV spot on there as well, look at that. They seem to be changing runways very quickly. I've put the R and the T the wrong way round, mate. I've put the wrong the T. Yeah. Let's Let's just investigate if we put 0. Let's have a little go. So I do apologise for kind of the build up to this in terms of getting it set up, because I was under the impression that you could use the drone to fix your camera in place, but you can't. Not a problem at all. But once you get going and once you start experimenting with the spots, really, really cool. Let's bring that down. If we put it at 0, we might get the desired EGGG. Let's take our little Cessna, which be very, very surprised if I ever see a little 172 at Heathrow, but you never know. Oh, I didn't save that apparently. Can we only have 5? Did I not save it? Maybe I didn't save it. Maybe I've made a little mistake again. I apologise, guys. I thought I'd saved it. Or can we only have 5? Is that the case? I thought we could have almost a limited amount, really. Let's put it to 0. Unless I've run into, unless I've just knackered it out and it doesn't want to do it anymore. Let's see what happens. This is altitude 0. Okay, altitude isn't really doing much, but what it will do is it will take you to the spot. I will have to ask Fabio how to do it so it's on the ground, because I'd like to do it so it's actually on the ground. It's probably something I'm missing, so again I do apologise, but I'm assuming altitude 0 would put us on the ground. I mean, we could try 1 and see if it works, because we were close with 5, weren't we? We were pretty close with putting 5. 1, maybe 2. Hopefully that's saved as 1. Oh. Again, apologies, it's not the best tutorial. Although it's not really a tutorial, it is me mucking about with it and seeing what it can do and seeing if it all works. Which, for the most part, I'm pleasantly surprised that we've got a preset that we can dive to. That's a bit better, so maybe if we put it at 1 it would be a bit better. 0 doesn't seem to work, but that's pretty nice. Again, we do have to take the lock mode off, which on your controller, if you're using a controller, is B. Beyond this, ATC really doesn't give us much. We've got here we go, we've got some departing aircraft on 09 right. British Airways going out. So yeah, I think if Fabio can implement a camera that could track AI on the likes of Just Flight's traffic and beyond ATC, say intentions, AI stuff, then I think when you're in positions like this, you can click on something, maybe even the plane itself, and you know, it will track things. 777 heading out there, look at that. Bit jittery there, but spot on. Beyond ATC comes with its own map as well, which I think is a bit better for when you're using it over like little nav map. It's a bit easier to see. Yeah, it looks fantastic. SimMarket, appreciate you guys coming in and watching the stream. But it has been 3 hours now, and I'm gonna go for a little sit down and continue to edit. Some unboxing videos for you guys are coming up. I've got some over the next 2 weeks. There's a fair few things coming to the channel which I'm looking forward to sharing. Is that an overflyer? Yeah, it is. This is something that you again on X-Plane 12 you just don't get. Everything looks spot on, and it's a shame. But again, that is again, it's a whole different sim. It is still Just Flight. There you go, guys, another British Airways, but this is what it's like at Heathrow. I can just think, like, once you get the sort of the values and you've made custom spots for each of your favourite airports, and you can just click on it, dive to it, you can go back and forth, it will be really, really good. But that is just something that you'd have to spend some time doing. It would also be nice if you could, or can you? No, you can't edit, so it'd be nice if you could edit also. That hasn't taken me to that spot. Do you have to go in and do it again? So yeah, spot ready viewing, and it'll take you there. So we are there. We're just a bit higher up than we should be. But we are there. We're in the spot that we put the Cessna in, and obviously we're at the other end now. We're on 0509 right. You can see the United 760. No, United. Is it a triple? No, it's a 767. Don't second guess yourself, man. Again, got to see quite a few of these in the Continental style livery and the new United livery when I was at Heathrow last. Look at that shot. Obviously not a shot that you would get at this spot because the fences are a bit too high for that, but it's right there. And once you start using the AI traffic a bit more, plus he doesn't look like he's coming on at possibly the right spot. I mean, I think they can do. I guess it depends how heavy they are. But yeah, little tweaks in the altitude where you can set the custom altitude and stuff like that would be great. I think if you could just set it in the drone camera, that would be great, but I think that's just a limitation in Flight Sim 2024. I think it says it at the end of the PDF. Nice, we've got some ground effects effects there as well. It's a bit jittery, but again, it's just the AI traffic is like that. It's not really a runway that they mostly use for this kind of operation. It's generally 2-3 left, 2-3 right for departures and arrivals. Yeah, I mean, sometimes they use 09 left for arrivals, 09 right for departures, like we're seeing now. Yeah, that's more of a case that we would see. We generally don't see 09 right, which is the one they're using now for departures, as the arrivals runway. But again, I love that we've got presets for spots like this. This is again, look at that, overflying it's a A350. Yeah, that's an A350. It's great. I like it. If I spend a bit more time on it and get some more spots set up, it'll be great. And if I can figure out the altitude and adjust the altitude a bit better, that will also be fantastic as well. If I can get the altitude a bit more lower to the ground. I think there is a way of doing it. Pretty sure you can even do it on... Oh, actually, do you know what? I'm pretty sure you can do it on Avatar mode. The simulation is paused. Why is it paused? No, it's not. Okay, maybe it was paused. I'm pretty sure you could do it in Avatar mode. Let me just double check that, guys. Or even Avatar mode, if you could do it on Avatar mode, that would be good. Look at that. There you go, that's virtual plane spot, guys. Concorde there, of course. Maybe a 77 seems a bit high though. Let's try 1. Ah, okay, maybe I have to... Maybe I do have to be in the plane to do it. Okay, so 1 is probably a bit better as well. 1 is probably a lot better of a height. We might be able to do 0.1 or something like that. Anyway, guys, let's wrap things up because I've gone on a bit longer. This is a lot longer than I'd usually, and it's 10 o'clock now. I still need to edit some things together. But I appreciate everyone coming in. Big thank you to SimMarket, who are in the chat, who have been in the chat, for their continued support for the channel as well. Really appreciate it. They've also given me the opportunity to show some of the add-ons we've seen tonight, Guernsey by Real VFR and Flight Sim Spotter, amongst other things as well. So obviously big shout out to them. I'm still wearing my headphones wonky for some reason, even though they both work now. I've just got used to it. Right, guys, so yeah, massive thank you. Also, I've just noticed my voice is behind the camera again. So I apologize for that. It did this last time on the stream. So I apologize if it's been like that. I don't know how I fixed it last time. I had to completely stop OBS So anyway, thanks guys, and sorry for the few little tech issues and a few little lapses in the stream. I am back on Wednesday, X-Plane 12, virtual plane spotting, weirdly enough. I'm going to make that public as soon as possible, but again, massive thanks to everyone for coming in and supporting the channel. And if you haven't subscribed, please do subscribe, and please like. If you're rewatching the stream, comment, again, subscribe if you haven't already. We are on our way to 4,000 subscribers. I can't wait to get there and continue doing what I'm doing. Fantastic. Thank you so much, guys.